All right, I'm going to talk about the current state of my computer-based guitar pedal board project here. And I'll go through all the components first. I just downsized this by a lot. It was on a 32-inch by 16-inch pedal train Classic Pro. Now it's on a Classic 2, which is like 24 inches by 12 and a half. Let's start from the top. So this is I think it was like a $70 Amazon touchscreen monitor. Works pretty good. I can pick all my stuff. Generally operate the computer with that. Easier with the mouse and keyboard, but when you're playing live, you don't have that luxury. So everything works here. You can pull up an on-screen keyboard if you really need. I wouldn't recommend editing on it, but you can carry out everything you really need to do. So that's the monitor. Underneath there's an M1 Mac Mini that I think I got for $300 off Facebook Marketplace. We're running an RME Digiface USB as the audio interface. I was running a Focusrite 4i4, which is okay. The latency is so much lower on the RME stuff for the same buffer size. So unfortunately, this is a digital only device. Does have an analog headphone out. I'm actually using that, but I'm using a $20 Amazon converter. I couldn't find a small analog to digital converter that I really wanted to fit on here. And so this one, unfortunately, it's RCA in, and regular guitar is overloading it. So I'm going to have a attenuator on there later on. These three devices right here are volume controls for the PA send, the FR send, and the in-ear monitor headphone send. Underneath there, you can't really see, there's a do-re MIDI converter that converts expression pedals to MIDI. This is the X5 P58 wireless. I just put this on yesterday to replace a Line 6 Relay G50 for a couple reasons. It has a tuner on it. It's 5.8 gigahertz instead of 2.4, and it has a actual input that I can use. I've got a couple issues with this thing. My other pedal board uses a Shure GLX D16 Plus, which switches between 2.4 and 5.8. My problem is the transmitter in active mode drops quite a bit of level, which isn't actually a problem because in this case we've got too much level going in, but it's not unity gain with the guitar input here. So I think those should match. I think that's a kind of a big problem, but I could probably deal with it. I'm probably gonna make some presets. I'll put an attenuator on there with presets depending on whether I'm using the wireless or the cable input. The other thing I don't like about this is that in order to use the tuner function, it always mutes the output. I don't think there's a way around that. Otherwise, this is great. Not having to carry AA batteries around or buy Shure's crazy expensive batteries. If this thing ends up being reliable, supposedly only has 1 millisecond more latency than the GLX D16 Plus, so that's fine with me. Let's keep going on here. This used to have a Shure PSM 300 for the wireless, the in-ear monitors. I put a X5 U45 on here for now, and I've 3M dual locked these on so that they can sit on the board and charge when they need to. There's a charging cable set up. I'll talk about that a little bit more later. These seem to be okay. I'm looking at, can't wait to try that new U45D, the stereo version they got. I'm using a MIDI Captain for the pedal controller. And then I've got 2 Paint Audio expression pedals and a third Sonic Cake Vex Express, whatever. I'm probably going to replace that with the Hotone, or Hot One, sorry, not Hotone, Hot One. And I've got a bike tube here, because this one's more for keyboard volume or harmony volume, and if I'm not using it, I want it to pop back to empty. And in fact, like this volume one, I may put a bike tube on this. I'd like to have, I'd love it if you just put springs in on either side of these things. That would be awesome. But, the the bicycle tube works. Let's see. So on the left side, I've got some patch panels. This is PA system out, and then I flip this one upside down so I know this is full range flat response out. Both of these have phantom blockers on them, and so does this. Actually, I've got phantom blockers on everything. I don't really need it on the headphone one, but I don't trust it without it. So this is the headphone send, or the IEM send. This is a power output in case I want to power up a FR. I've got some adapters that go from that PowerCon to regular IEC. IEC, sorry. Here's my input patch panel. This is power coming in to a regular Edison connector. This is input from the mixer. So this is mixed in with the headphone out for the in-ear monitors. And this one right here is going to be output for, unless I want to put it on the other side, this is going to be like auxiliary outputs for click tracks of the band, live track playback, whatever. I'll make a breakout box for that later on, or also put another one on there. I've got another space. So I think that's most of the hardware. And so let me show you how this is working. You know, I can pick all my presets and stuff. Up here is going to be a drop tune for some songs. Play stop for tracks, play a sample, tap tempo. I've still got one free. And I'll show you a little bit more about this in a second, but let me show you what I got going here. So this is my wah pedal. And it's hard to tell. Let me point it at the computer screen here. But you notice that when I move it, it's putting on an auto engage. So that's actually turning on and off a wah inside Helix Native when you move this. And when you bring it back down, it turns it off. This one is a volume pedal. Okay. Just a volume pedal, but if I turn it all the way back down, it pulls up a tuner. And in this case, I'm using this lock-on. I'm not sure who makes Submission Audio lock-on tuner. I kind of like this. The included tuner is okay in Gig Performer. I just don't get along with it that well. I like this one better. I like the I really like the Helix Native one, but that's okay. This one right here, this is, like I said, this is for harmony and keys, and it's controlling them both, but they don't always do the same thing. So I have these switches right here, which allow me to tell you whether or not these pedals are going to do anything at all. A lot of it also goes to this mixer right here. So for instance, my clean sound, nothing's playing on there except for the clean. My rhythm sound, notice I've got the keyboard up as well. And that's so that I can switch between rhythm. I could play my distortion sound and the keyboard sound at the same time, or in this case I have it to R or K, which means if I have it all the way down, it's my regular distortion sound, and if I turn it up, it's going to be all keyboard. And so that's handy for some situations. Some situations you want it the other way. When I'm in my lead, this same pedal turns on the harmonizer instead, mixes the harmonizer in. This is my harmony channel where it's just, these pedals aren't doing anything, they're turned off. This is my keyboard sound, same kind of thing. So that's pretty much how I'm going here. I want to show you something that Rank 13 made. So when I hold this pedal down, it pops up the song selector he made, which is really cool. I can bank my way through all my songs with the bank button here. And I'm going to pick a song. And now notice, I don't know if you saw this, but this sends a command back to this Paint Audio MIDI Captain pedal board and switches it back to variation select mode or song part select mode. So let me do that again. And I'm going to bank up to my main sound here. Let me pick that. And now notice this has gone back to my performance mode. This was, when I first picked this thing, it's on the second page. And so that gives me a different command so I can select the songs and stuff. But whenever you pick a song, it switches back to the performance mode on this pedal. So that is super handy thanks to rank 13. I think we got some stuff we're going to work on to do more. He actually made this script do or not script, extension. He made this extension do a lot of stuff. It doesn't just do song selection. You can select parts, and you can direct select widgets and stuff. He really did a lot of stuff on here. This one's kind of crazy. So see, now we're in song, we're in the song select bank for the MIDI captain. I'm going to pick this one, and notice it sends a command back to here. I'm using an actual MIDI in on a 5-pin DIN right now because the current firmware for MIDI captain doesn't send that particular message to change banks back on the USB. It only sends it over actual 5-pin MIDI DIN. I'm hoping they're going to change that in a little bit. But that's what's going on right now. I have a big problem that I want. I'll show you what I mean. I'm gonna move this wah here. Okay, so you see we have changed their value on the wah right here, and I'm gonna pick a different sound, and it loads the proper variation sound. When I go back to that preset 2, unfortunately, my wah is halfway up. It's where I left it, but it won't return to its saved value. That's a problem. It works in set list mode, but there's problems to use it for set list mode. So that's something I got to work out. If you can help me with that, I would love it. And this is actually, sometimes it's a desired behavior. You might want it to go back to there. That's fine. But I want the option to return to save values as well. Anyway, I'll stop rambling now. This has been way longer than I thought it was going to be. And I'm going to post this, and hopefully you guys can help me with this discard or recall kind of setting for the variations and song parts. Thank you very much.